This is episode 82 of the Out of the Minds podcast. I'm Sean Oakley.
And I'm Sam Cooper, and I'm here to bring you another Droid Swarm game.
I mean, they're so fun to watch, so...
I mean, this is a hype game. I think you know the result, but like the way that we get to the result is amazing.
Yeah, I am looking forward to this one. I have to admit.
So this is my we're round 4 in Kyber now. Yeah, round 4 Kyber. And I'm against Silvered Edge. I know. I don't know. I think I never got his actual name, but Silvered Edge is his name in his Kyber team. He's the team captain. He's playing Republic. So obviously my list is my Siege of Coruscant list. It's all the droids from Siege of Coruscant. And he's playing Republic. He's got Anakin in the Delta B with Compassion, Crackshot, R7A7, and Shield Upgrade. Obi-Wan in the CLT Delta with evasive. No, what's the Daredevil for Force?
Oh, something maneuvers. Extreme maneuvers. That's it.
Predator and R4 Astromech, and then Siege of Coruscant Wolf and Siege of Coruscant Jack.
Nice. 8 points of archy goodness.
We're playing Chance Engagement. And so this is interesting for me because I've played a bunch against you when you were trying out the arcs, and what I found with this list is that I can melt the arcs.
Yeah, like if you can initiative kill Jack before he shoots us once, it's so much harder for the Republic player.
Yeah, and keep that in mind, everyone, because around turn 3, I make a mistake that I will say definitely should have cost me the game. Probably. We'll talk about whether it's actually a mistake, because in my mind, I was making a gamble that had a lot of upside. But we'll get there. Anywho, I have priority for the first and almost last time in this 7 or 8 turn game.
Oh, wow, okay.
For round 0. And so what I start doing is I start thinking like, actually, I kind of just want a great big open space. So I just start putting my 3 rocks in my bottom left corner, one as far in the corner as I possibly can, and then I put my next two rocks like range 1 and a bit to the right and above that one, and my opponent puts a gas cloud in my bottom right corner, the mustache next to the center objective, just to the bottom left of it, and then his final small rock in his top right corner as far as he can. So there's a whacking great big open space for both of us to use. How would you describe this? It's like we've got a box with like a little thing sticking out to the right and it's got a handle. You know, I do love our random like star sign descriptions that we do for obstacles. I wonder if anyone actually gets it.
I was going to say it reminds me of the mole from Thunderbirds, but that's just showing my age, so...
Yeah, maybe.
They're basically clustered down the bottom. Except for one.
Yeah, basically 5 of them are in my half of the board. Most of them are on the left-hand side, and then there's one in the very top right of the board.
Yeah.
So we get to deployment, and So this is a me issue rather than a bad play. Like, I'm so used to deploying on the left. I actually realized in hindsight I should have started putting the rocks on the right because I'm so used to playing from the left-hand side that playing on the right kind of threw me off, weirdly enough. Like that's there's no tactical advantage to this, but I probably like just because I'm what I'm used to and I have the option to. So I started setting up on the far right. There's no difference functionally.
No. But what it does do, I get where you're coming from. Although it's functionally not different, it's one less bit of brain power you have to think about for setup and maneuvers because you're used to coming in, so you can focus on other things.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, you always have that trick. Yeah, of course, you've got it does work the other way, but you double think it and
yeah. So I'll kind of shortlist deployment because I basically everyone but DFS 081 gets deployed in a 2x3 block. Two rows of 3 block in the bottom right corner, the 2 Howard Charles and 404 in the front, and then a flak DBS 32C and a second flak in the back row. And 081 deploys like a third of the way along from the far left, basically lining up between two of the rocks I placed. So the idea is like I can be like, hey, look, I'm going to go and contest the objective randomly. Who knows? Maybe you'll jump on me. Mostly just because just to present like something for my opponent to think about more than anything else. I have no intention of randomly jousting with him. And meanwhile, all of that, the arcs set up in like the middle of his deployment, one to either side of the center objective. Obi deploys in the top right at a 45-degree angle in the corner, basically setting up to go in whatever direction he wants to. And Anakin deploys on the far left, and I took that as I'm trying to catch out 081 before he can regroup.
Yeah,
because Anakin can go fast.
Fast.
So with that out of the way, like, I actually looking pretty good. So all I want to do is I want to jet up my side of the board and then turn in a second to presumably catch the arcs.
Yeah, seems good. So you overlap on 3, 4, and 5, right?
Yeah, 3, 4, and 5.
So I would have said before you spoilt it that the road roll will have a reasonable significance because
it does have a reasonable significance. My opponent just wins it almost every time.
I mean, specifically for Obi is the But yeah, let's get to. Oh no, let's not get to it because I'd better speed it up, or we'll be watching it at standard speed.
And this goes the distance. The last turn is the last turn because a winner was decided and the timer went off.
Interesting. Please tell me someone makes it to 20 points.
Yes.
Oh no, hang on. Yeah, winners. Did you make it to 12 rounds?
No, I'm pretty sure it was 7 or 8.
So you don't get to tick all the boxes. But yeah, let's scoot to it.
Yeah, so quite literally, my block of 6, they all do a 4 straight and they all calculate. DFS 081 does a 3 hard to the right, and he's going to barrel roll down towards my board edge in a second. And the arcs both do 2 straights and focus, I believe.
Looking at that, that's a 1 straight.
1 straight, but
yeah,
possibly,
medium base. I mean, look where Jag is in comparison to Wolf.
Yeah, true.
That's a 2 straight.
I knew there was a 2 straight somewhere.
Yeah. Okay,
so Jag does a 1 straight and focuses. No, they start locking. Yeah, he sees that 32C has jam, so they just start locking so that I can't go before him and jam the arcs willy nilly. Obi-Wan does a 2 straight, does a forced barrel roll to the right, and then takes a target lock on a rock, I believe. And Anakin does a 5 straight force barrel roll to the left into the center of the board and then target locks another rock. So yeah, we're all setting up. And here's where I make a conscious decision. I'd like your interpretation on this.
Okay.
Before we reveal. Before we reveal where I go. So I accept that I am not scoring the center this round because to score the center, I have to turn in now.
Which you can't do. The gas cloud's in the way. I mean,
I could.
It's not ideal.
They all have to. Yeah, it's not ideal. So I make a conscious decision. I am not scoring the center, and so I just do 3 straights, trying to set it up so I can swing in next round.
That's fine.
081 is going to try and get there, but I have no illusions.
Yeah. Like a 3 hard from 8-1.
Yeah. And a barrel roll to the left and forwards, basically.
Yeah, maybe you get a sneaky range to. I think that's I think sacrificing 2 points for a more optimal engagement is fine. And who knows if Jag fast banks in, you can 3 straight barrel roll into it and get the engagement earlier.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. So my block of 6, I believe they all do a 3 straight, and some of them calculate. I think 32. Yeah. So because he wins priority. My 2 Howard Charles 3 straight calculate, and then Jag does a 2 bank.
Yeah.
And he focuses.
As you should with Jag.
32C then does his 3 straight, and he reaches for a target lock. After 081 does a 3 hard, and I just take a calculate because I think barrel rolling is not going to get me in range in the slightest. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, there's no chance I'm getting that center objective.
Yeah.
32C does a 3 straight and takes a target lock onto Jag.
Okay. 32C's got plasmas, right?
Has plasma, yeah.
Nice.
Then Wolf does a 2 bank and focuses. 404 does a 3 straight. And I think about trying to sneakily barrel roll target lock to get a range 1 APT, but I just don't think I've got it. And then that would put me in Wolf's arc as well, and probably Anakin's based on where everyone else is going.
Yeah, I maybe you sneak the range 1, maybe. Yeah. But honestly, I think staying out of Wolf's arc is
is
probably
much more
more important.
important.
Because if you go into Wolf's Arc, then Jag's going to acquire a lock, and suddenly he's double modded against whichever ship
Yeah,
he shoots. Yeah,
exactly. So 404 just does a calculate, and Obi-Wan does a 1 hard to the left. So he's now facing the edge of the board. Like he's now facing the outside of the board, and like towards my swarm. And then I believe he force barrel rolls to the left and takes a focus, just trying to stay out of all the nasty arcs I've got. And then the flaks do 3 straights. The one on my left takes a calculate action, and the one on my right takes a target lock because I figure I don't have a shot. I have enough calculates in theory, so maybe I can get a sneaky target lock on Jag. Who knows? But has no one, so I just lock lock the gas cloud.
interestingly, I like that, but I think I would have done it the other way round. Because pink guarantees the lock, and if blue's got a calculate, as you say, you've got enough calculates. Like, if Jag's got a shot, he's not likely to shoot the range 3 green.
Yeah, true. The only reason I argue differently is because if blue calculates and pink doesn't, blue's calculate can't be used by 404 and pink.
Is that not range 1?
Because yes, it is just out of range 1. I think I've set them up slightly too wide to make the turning easier.
Sorry, I assumed you'd set up keeping them just range 1.
Yeah, no, I've actually been doing this a lot more often. It's setting up slightly wider because it at least for real life gaming, it makes it a lot more forgiving when you start turning.
Fair enough.
And generally the swap 4 calculates per ship should be enough, and then obviously the center ones have 1 million.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, if you know that's not range 1, then yeah, fair enough. Pink takes the.
That's the only thing. Like, I absolutely agree, except that the way I'd set up, I knew that blue wasn't going to be able to share with pink. I think I was like 90% sure. I mean, maybe I'd misjudged it, but I was 90% sure they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Then Anakin, I believe, did a
1
hard, and then force boosted, and then tried to take a target lock for a sneaky range 3 and just reacquired it on a rock.
That's a very sneaky range.
I mean, I get it because like it's essentially like if it fails, doesn't matter. He wasn't shooting anyway, and if it succeeds, hey.
Oh no, I get it.
Yeah. But we go to stardom engagement. The flaks have no one in bullseye, so I just start shooting.
So this looks range 3 into Jag.
Yeah. So we take a range 3 shot into Jag. I roll hit, crit, focus, and I spend a calculate for hit, hit, crit.
Nice.
Jag rolls blank focus.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed.
The arcs have born for this, right? I should know.
I assume they do.
I'm pretty sure they do. I think I would have born for this Wolf's focus over.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't, because I can see him about to flip the shields. Yeah, it takes the 2 shields. Because I don't think Wolf has a shot, and if I'd been the Republic player eyeballing that, I don't think he has a shot.
Yeah. So he Jag spent his own focus to dodge 1 and takes 2 shields. Then 404 has a range 2 shot into Jag, so I take it because Wolf has no shots. And I roll blank focus. I check range 1. I just like, you know what? Nah. I'll keep my calculates because at this point, for me, it's just more important to try and stop a burst of damage coming through.
Yeah.
Than maybe plink 1.
Yeah.
So he shoots range 2 into 404, gets a single hit. I roll blank blank, meaning spending the calculate was neither here nor there. And 404 takes a damage. 32C has a sneaky shot into Jag, so it's plasma time.
Nice.
I roll hit blank focus, spend the lock on both of them into double focus, and then I spend a calculate from one of them. I can't remember which one I spent it from exactly. One of the Howard Charles for 2. He rolls, I believe that is a evade he rolls, so he takes the shield from the plasma and an extra damage.
That's nice. You've done 2 on 3 dice. That's pretty reasonable.
And then I check the Howard Charles and no. And so my opponent scores the center. So it's 2-0 to my opponent at the end of round 2. And here is the gamble I take. Because the easy option is my entire formation swings to the left because Jag will die.
Yes.
But I see Obi-Wan there, and I think I can get him.
I think it's a mistake.
Probably right. Like this
Looking
was
at the
my gamble
board.
because I was like, if Obi-Wan one hearts, I can't imagine him getting massively out.
No. But what you're doing is you're presenting your flank to two
Yeah,
arcs and a Delta B that are
yeah,
basically going to go into you unpunished. And those arcs, Jag will be double modded, Wolf will effectively be double modded,
yeah.
Anakin just needs to get in and get a lock and he's double modded. I think turning in and trying to get Jag, get Wolf. Yes, you might take the shot from Obi, but if you can kill initiative kill Jag, and he's only got 5 left, I think that does a lot less damage from Obi. And like, I'm assuming if you're going to jump after him, you're going to jump after him reasonably fast.
Yeah. So what I do here is the middle Howard Child does a 5 straight, the right Howard Child does a 4 straight, and 404 does a 4 straight. But the back three ease to the left essentially.
Because what happens if Obi's dialed in a 3 bank?
Then I'm hoping he bumps into one of the
I'm not
Howard
sure he would.
Childs.
I'm sure he'd jump. But anyway.
Because put it this way, my moves don't clear the rock, if that makes sense.
Fair. I still think turning everything in is the right call, because you're also giving up another 2 points on the center objective.
Well, that's what 081 is for. he's the whoops.
Yeah, okay,
he's
true.
the sit there. Yeah, but you are right. Like looking at it, I just thought at the time, I was like, oh, if he thinks I'm turning left, I think I can get Obi here, and that's a win. But what I should have done is just taken the easy points. Yeah. I should have just taken the easy points because.
But
Jag has what, 5 health left?
Yeah, 5 health. A 1 hard barrel roll boost away gets you a fair bit of distance.
Well, you're going to see that's exactly what he does, and he basically dodges everything.
Yeah. Well, let's get to it then.
Yeah. Also, this round, I run into the issue of having lots of initiatives and forgetting the order in which they go.
Okay, that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, so this is where it becomes like the worst mistake I've ever made this game, is that because now Jag has done that, the turn in is just so nice.
So he's probably done that thinking you are turning in, and he's trying to avoid the bump. Heads up for the listeners, Jag's done a 2 hard to the right, away from.
So now he's facing the center.
So he's still presenting
facing the center of the board.
He is presenting the front arc to 081 and the rear arc if you turned in, but that's 2 dice out the rear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but here's where I run into the problem of having too many initiatives in this block. Is I have forgotten that 32C goes before the people to the left of him.
Oh god, you're going to power roll, aren't you?
No, 32C is going to do a 1 hard.
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah, I realized now. I was like, okay, yeah. So here we go, Jack. Yeah, this would have been spicy. So he's expecting to turn in. Haha, foolish him.
I like that barrel roll to the left with the arc.
Yes. Yeah, so let's catch up. So my Howard Charles have done the 5 straight calculate and a 4 straight calculate. They're trying to block off Obi's long moves. Jag then does a 2 hard to the right into the center of the board, and he barrel rolls to the left to the point where if I had done the full turn in right now, at least 404, a flak, and 32C would have ended a little bit of a bump train.
Yeah.
Which is a really nice move. I like that move. That would have pretty much got me. Like the Howard Charles would have moved perfectly fine, and maybe they would have gotten a sneaky bump, but unlikely. Then 081 does a 4 straight barrel roll to the right and calculate. He's now range 1 in front of Jag.
Why the barrel
roll? Just because I wanted to get, because this is when I knew I wasn't getting as many shots on. This is when I realized that 30cc's shot wasn't going to be very good. So I was like, actually, he can't initiative. If it gets down to Jag, Jag can't initiative kill 081, and I just want as many shots into the arc as possible.
Fair enough. I
That
think personally, I think I may have considered barrel rolling the other way because the likelihood is, oh, Wolf and Annie aren't coming down here, and suddenly
true.
you've got that one ship that's behind the list. Okay, it's not going to do a lot of damage, but it's going to be there an annoyance, picking up the point every single turn.
That is true. Yeah, I think I was in like crisis mode because the flaks are banking, which means they're not getting the shots into Jag that I thought they were.
Yeah.
And 404 is chasing after Obi-Wan. So I've got 32C's bad shot because he's just bumped into 404. And I was like, the flaks might have a shot. I believe 30C didn't take any damage from the bump. Then Wolf does a 2 straight and focuses. No, that's a bank. That's a 1 bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 1 bank. 404 does a 4 straight, barrels to the right, and target locks Obi-Wan because essentially what I did was I doubled down on my gamble. Like my gamble was Obi-Wan is too harding, is going to bump into the Howard Charl, so I'll just line up everything I can. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm probably safe. So yeah, Obi-Wan does a 1 hard, and I think, oh, I wish I hadn't barrel rolled.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan barrel rolls and boosts away. Disaster. So the flaks, the pink flak on the left does a 2 bank to the left, which gets him nicely behind Jag. And I try and boost to the left to link it to a calculate, and that actually fails because it would bump into the Wolf. Then the furthest flak does the same, a 2 bank, boost into a calculate, and this one succeeds. So at least I have a couple of calculates in that area. Then Anakin does a 2 straight, and takes a target lock onto the flak in his bullseye.
Okay, so do I think going after Obi is a mistake? Yes, but I do get the reasoning behind it. I think the bigger mistake was if you were going to go after Obi, commit everyone to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like send. I mean, I don't necessarily think the banks are wrong on the flaks because it does widen the arc, but probably still send everyone straight and do some barrel rolls to the left to widen the arc, just to cover that exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because by going on Obi, you're accepting that the Arcs and Annie are shooting you in the flank, so accept it and get all your calculates together, try and get some locks, and get as wide a arc as you can. I think splitting it is more the mistake than the target priority.
Yeah, no, I think you're right because at the time I was just my flak moves were just like, crap, I've messed this one up because Jag is not where I thought he would be.
Yeah,
basically in the slightest. And so now I'm like, I'm not going to kill Jag before he gets to shoot, which is going to be bad because now he has a double tap.
Oh yeah, because he's got veteran tail gunner. Yes.
Yeah. So this is not the greatest start, but it's not the end. Like my list is pretty durable, and I'm pretty sure contingency protocol. Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
But start of engagement, I check the flax bullseye. I have 1 calculate from that, and I don't launch the Discord missile from 081 here. And here's my simple reasoning.
I don't think you hit Annie.
I don't hit Annie. All I would do is hit Wolf. Putting it onto Wolf is basically worthless at this point.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the shots. And if I have the calculate combined with his ability, I probably live the range 1 shot.
Yeah, because you cancel the crit, right?
By spending a calculate and a charge, I cancel a crit coming in. Like I've got a good odds at living the range 1 shot.
Yeah.
Because Jack doesn't have mods. So Anakin shoots range 3 into my flak in his bullseye. He's got a target lock. He's got all the force. He rolls blank focus hit, spends the lock on the blank into another blank. And then I believe he spends a force for 2 hits.
This is why, when you've got the force, if you roll blank focus, re-roll both of them.
Yeah. So he spends the force for 2 hits. I roll 3 evades and a focus, so he can't even crack shot it down.
Because if you re-roll the blank and the focus, odds suggest you get 1 hit.
Yeah.
Which means if you get hit blank, you've got the exact same result, but not spent a force. And there are better odds of getting better results. Yeah, you'll get the double blanks every now and then, but...
Yeah. It's the same math as calculates. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think here he's checking for Jag getting locks. I can't remember how his ability works exactly.
So it's got to be range 2 in the side up.
Yeah, so Jag gets a lock because an ally has shot someone, so he locks the flag behind him. So then my flag starts shooting because Obi has no shot. Range 1 into Wolf. I get hit, focus, blank, and I spend one of the flags calculates to get 3 hits. Wolf blanks out, so that's the shields of Wolf gone. Second flag, range 1 into Jag.
That Discord would have been...
Well, yes, now it would have been nice.
I mean, that's the great hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah. I get blank, focus, crit into Jag. I spend the second calculate for hit, crit. Jag rolls a focus, and so takes hit, crit. And if I remember rightly, that is hull breach on Jag now.
Ooh, that's not what you want.
No. But now it's Wolf's turn, and he's got a pretty... I am shields down, as it were. The calculates are not there.
I mean, you go into pink, right?
Yeah, you should definitely go into pink.
Range 1.
Yep, so he rolls 4 hits.
Ouch.
Yep. Oh. I roll 2 evades.
Okay, that's pretty tasty. I take it he moves the lock.
Yeah, he moves the lock with Jag. And I take 2 damage on the flak. Half points to him. Jag, range 1 into DFS 081, gets 3 hits and a focus. I roll 2 evades. So I take 1 damage onto DFS 081.
Nice.
Veteran Tail Gunner into pink flak.
Yep.
Oh wait, sorry. Then we realized I rolled too many dice because I thought he was I thought he was shooting the Tri-Fighter. So we realized I'd rolled too many dice. We go back and I take an additional damage from 081.
Fair.
Then he shoots back into the Tri-Fighter and rolls hit, crit, focus. Spends the lock on the focus to get another hit, and I need 3 natties to live, and I don't get it. I get evade, focus, and so I take hit, crit, which I believe was direct hit, I think. I can't remember. Whatever way. No, it's just hit, crit. So then I contingency protocol a target lock onto 32C, and I lock Jag.
That's fair.
But, yeah.
And then shoot.
And here is where I was like, I really wish I hadn't barrel rolled with DBS 404. I need to remember this.
Yeah.
Just don't barrel roll with 404. Take the lock on the guy you want to hit. If you don't get it, fine. Contingency protocol can save you. Because if I hadn't barrel rolled,
you could have barrel rolled the other way.
I could barrel roll right now, and Obi-Wan is taking a 6 dice APT.
Yeah.
But we're here. Range 1 into Jag from 32C. And I roll crit, spend the target lock on the focus to turn it into a hit. So hit, crit into Jag.
Jag's only got 1, so he's taking 2 crits, so any double damage.
Yeah.
We'll get him.
He rolls an evade. The first is a direct hit, and so Jag is gone.
Okay. So you've traded 4 points for 4 points.
Yep, 5 points for 4 points, because 081 is halved.
081's halved.
Yeah. But 081 has a shot. He was going to shoot Jag, but now he can shoot Wolf.
Yes.
Range 1.
Oh, nice.
I roll hit, crit. Wolf rolls a blank. And I can't remember what I can't remember what the crit is. I don't think it matters.
It's a ship
so I've
crit.
halved. It's a ship crit of some sort, but I have halved Wolf.
Okay, so
which
now
I will remember shortly.
Now you've traded 5 for 6, so
yeah,
that's worked in your favour.
Absolutely has.
The problem you have now, though, is the 3 ships that went after Obi, because you thought he'd be penned in the corner, and now kind of penned in the corner.
Yeah, that's the problem. And here's where we get to the other point. The next, not this turn. Sorry, next turn. The turn after is when we get to the point of contention that I realise I've been playing Strutlock Override wrong the entire time.
Sam's been cheating.
Yeah, been cheating unintentionally, but still.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't clock it either because it's a matter of wording.
Yeah.
And then you both score a point.
Yeah. So also, point of contention, I'm playing on the Hexiled stream. If you want to watch this like effectively live, go. I mean, I think you have to subscribe to Hexiled stream, but go check it out. He does basically the X-Wing streaming like almost every day. It's kind of crazy. And he popped in and reminded me, like, by the way, you got half points on Wolf, and I was like, oh yeah, half points. That's like a thing.
Funnily enough, my opponent and I did exactly that. Going, damn, chance engagement. get half points. I'm so used to not doing it because,
Yeah.
ironically, we don't practice chance engagement that often. Yeah, it always catches us out.
So here we have interesting things. I essentially go, okay, this went okay. I have 6 ships against 3. And so everyone's just basically like either turning in or going slow.
Yep.
This round, just to try and get the guns back on target. My opponent wins priority. And then the Howard Charles both do a 2 hard to the left. One of them takes a target lock on Obi, and one of them takes a calculate for defensive options.
Yep.
30TC does a 1 straight and calculates, I believe.
Before he does that, though, it looks like 081 has bumped.
081 does a 2 straight. I knew it was going to bump, but I just needed to clear the stress, and I take the red calculate because I'm here. Why not? He does the 1 straight, and he takes a target lock onto Anakin because, hey, you never know, I've got a plasma.
Have you stressed yourself on 081 there? I don't.
I'm pretty sure I did because I never removed the stress. I think it's just under his thing.
Fair enough. So it looks like Wolf has shimmied along and hit your nub.
Yeah, Wolf did a 1 bank to the right, which like corner bumps into 081, and I also think it probably just bumps into 32C when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he takes a red focus. DBS 404 does a 2 hard to the left, lands just in front of the rock, clears the stress, and takes a calculate.
Because if I remember rightly, sorry, just to zoom back to Wolf, he's not had to spend his charge yet, right?
Nope, he hasn't.
So
he still has his charge.
Double modded.
Obi-Wan does a 1 hard to the left, into the center of the board. Spends a force to boost to the left. And I can't remember. And just takes the focus. My flak tries to do a 3 straight, because I thought Wolf would be a little bit further on. So does a 3 straight to clear the stress, bumps into Wolf. I believe I take a red calculator.
Now the question is, have you...
No, wait, no, I don't. I think I don't, because I remember what I do next time.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I do. Interesting.
Have you just shimmied past Obi's arc?
I have just shimmied past Obi's arc. Anakin does a 5k.
Nice.
Spends a force to remove the stress, and I believe target locks DFS 081, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I think I would have gone into the flak there.
Yeah.
But okay.
I thought he was going to.
All right, admittedly, the 081 is easier to kill because it's 2 green dice at range 1.
And also 081 has 1 health.
And has 1 health, but you don't get that many opportunities to go into a flak like that.
Yeah. In other news, though, look at where Obi's landed. We got APT time.
Oh, yeah, I was just like, yeah, nice.
Yeah, so currently Obi is in 404's arc for the APT. It's obstructed, but we take those. Anakin target locks.
I'm assuming if Anakin kills 081, you barrel roll 404, so it's not obstructed.
So spoiler alert, I do get a contingency protocol trigger, but I elect not to use it on 081 because I didn't want to risk. Because if I barrel roll to the left, I'll be in Obi's arc, and I didn't want to risk him and Wolf gunning into me and putting something nasty through.
Yeah, but I mean, Obi's not likely to initiative kill you, and once you fired that 6 dice APT, like...
Oh, no, I wasn't worried about getting killed. I didn't want to risk a blinded pilot or something ridiculous. I was like, this is okay. 6v4 is fine.
Yeah.
I think what I end up... you'll see what I end up doing. I end up using that jam. So the flak gets a calculate because Wolf is in his bullseye, and then I launch the Discord missile into Obi-Wan here.
And remember the stress. Looks like.
And remember the stress. I think it was there.
I don't think it was. You've literally just grabbed it.
Have I?
Yeah. I think you noticed when you went for the calculate that it wasn't there.
Right. But anyway, that lands on Obi-Wan, and I put it in front of him. Maybe I should have put it behind him, but...
I mean, I'd argue that if he's shooting that, not shooting 32C, that's probably a fair use of it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's range 0, so you can't CLT it.
Yeah.
You can't mod it
but
anyway.
on the front side, this is in Wolf's arc. And Anakin's arc.
Honestly, if either of those are shooting your Discord instead of one of your ships, I think that's a win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's always a sad thing. So anyway, Anakin range 1 into 081. He has a target lock, has the force. He rolls hit, hit, focus blank, spends the lock on both of them for a third hit. I roll 2 evades. I take 1 damage and die.
Okay, but that was expected.
That was good. So I look at 404 and I just don't want to barrel roll into arc randomly. So what I actually do is I calculate with DBS 32C, spend a charge to jam Wolf and get rid of his focus.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Obi-Wan shoots range 2 into 404, gets focus hit, spends a force for 2. I get evade focus, spend the calculator just acquired for 2 evades.
Nice.
The flak shoots range 0 into Wolf. I get hit focus blank. Wolf gets an evade. And then Wolf has options and chooses to shoot the Discord missile.
I mean, I feel that's a worthwhile use of the Discord.
He rolled. This is the funny thing. He rolled hit focus focus blank and had to spend the Wolf charge to get the second thing to guarantee
Then
it.
that's a very good use because it means he's not
Yeah.
possibly range 1 into 32C, maybe range 2, but still.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that's a good use of it.
And then I wish I could contingency protocol off a Discord missile death, but I cannot. So then 404 puts a double modded 6 dice APT into Obi-Wan, and I say out loud, please 404, do not do what you normally do. So I've rolled 2 hits, 3 focuses, and a blank.
I mean, that's almost
yeah.
average.
It's okay. It's okay. So I change the hit to a crit with the APT, and then I re-roll the blank and the focus because I've got 2 calculates on me. Because I've got 1 on me and I've got a friend. So I re-roll the blank and the focus into a blank and a focus.
I would have re-rolled at least 3 of those. I would have, maybe if you want to leave 1 focus to guarantee, but me personally, I would have re-rolled all 4 of them. But that's just the way I'm inclined. But
for me, I left 2 because I was like, this is a guaranteed 4.
Yeah,
let's high roll for more.
But if you roll 3, odds are you get 1, so that's at least 4, and it's the possibility. And because, like, maybe if you were going into an unobstructed, but because you know it's 4 dice, I think you have to try for that spike, I suppose.
Like maybe, but I would just like if this like completely whiffs, I'm in serious trouble. So I just want guaranteed 4. And yeah, I just hope the 50-50 gets me a 5th. It didn't. It just is what it is. So I end up with 3 hits and a crit, and Obi-Wan rolls 3 evades and a blank. So I take the shield of Obi-Wan and suffer a crit on 404.
I think that's the issue. Like 4 dice on a force user will normally net you 3 evades.
So then 32C fires into Jag, rolls focus blank, spends the calculate from the flak for a hit, and and Wolf rolls an evade. Then I have random shots into Wolf with a Howard Charl, and I do nothing.
Fair. I'm assuming that flak is range 2 of the center.
Yes, and 32C is as well, and Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Okay, that's bigger than I thought then.
Yeah. So AP 404 APT doing 404 APT things. I guess this is the downside of the 404 APT is that when you only have calculates to mod, if you don't have loads, like I had like the maximum mod like that 404 can even get.
But this is the thing though, like I played against this list a lot, and he does that a lot.
Yeah.
Which is why I think I just go for the spike, because go for the high damage. If it fails, you're no worse off than if it fails going for the guaranteed 4.
True. For me, I was just like, guaranteed 4, I just needed to get something through, because just 1 through. I just wanted to start plinking, because if I get 2 through, that's some half points, and that's like an entire vulture droid.
Yeah.
But here we are. I have dealt 1 damage. Dealt 1 damage at the APT. 1 flak's dead, and the 081 is dead. But it's actually not the end of the world.
No, if you can finish off Wolf reasonably quickly.
Yeah. So I believe I win priority after 3 ties. Like, it was really hard to win priority this game, man. But we're almost at the point where it doesn't really matter. So, anywho, the Howard Chal on top does a 2 bank, and I think I calculate. I believe I calculate. The other Howard Chal does a 2 hard to the right, barrel rolls to the left, and calculates. And and 32C does a 1 straight and calculates. And here is where the Strutlock override rules comes into play. Oh yeah, and I spent my last chance to just jam Anakin, just to forego anything he might do this turn. As 404 does a 1 hard to the left, lands on the rock. I've activated Strutlock override, and so I realize I can't barrel off it, which is unfortunate, but I tried to fix the console fire, and then Scott informs me, and my opponent informs me that that's not how that works. You need to completely clear it for Strutlock override to do anything, take a damage, and roll for another damage. Which is unfortunate.
I mean, which is fair. I've always just assumed it's overlapping it, but it does actually say move through.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's I suppose it's an easy thing to overlook.
Like it's not the end of the world. I wish I hadn't made it here, but it is what it is.
I'm curious.
Like 404 or respent.
I'm curious what Dash's wording is.
I think he just ignores obstacles.
Is it when you move, you ignore obstacles?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you can't
when you move, you ignore obstacles.
Which would cover the...
But I roll for an extra damage. I don't take an extra damage, but I do get half pointed by that happening, unfortunately.
Rolls for the damage.
So OB does a 4K or whatever long K move they do.
4-5. It's got them both.
Yeah, I believe it is a 4. He lands in the bullseye of the Howard Child. He asks, bullseye shenanigans. I was like, no, don't worry. The Howard Child is stressed. He can't take the target lock if you shoot someone else.
Oh, is it an action, is it?
Yeah, it's an action.
Not just acquire a lock.
No. So he just does nothing. My Howard Child does a 3 straight over the back of Wolf and takes a calculate. Anakin does a 2 bank to the right. He's now dead in front of 404 and my other Howard Child. And here, I got to give my opponent props here. He makes an absolutely bananas correct play here.
You lock the
instantly realizes that he shouldn't shoot the Howard Child.
Why?
Because if he does, I will contingency protocol 404 off the rock and take a shot.
Yes.
So I have to say, fair play to my opponent. He I think he just takes a focus here, or some sort of target lock. But when he comes to shooting, he realizes actually he doesn't want to really kill the Howard Child, so he goes for 404.
I mean, that's fair.
Even though 404 isn't a threat this round.
That's the sort of mistake I would make, and
yeah,
I'd go for the shit that can shoot into one of mine.
So he takes range 1 into 404. He rolls hit, crit, and I'm slightly sweating here. I roll 2 of 8s. So I take a crit. It is blinded pilot. So again, Obi-Wan's looking at thinking, I'm not going to shoot. I kind of don't want to shoot 404 in case something else happens. But he's also but because I have first player, and 404 will engage before Wolf, he can wait until he sees whether 404 has died to the console fire before having to kill him. So I think he shoots into 32C here.
I was going to say that's what I'd do. I'd shoot into 32C.
Yeah. And then I die to the console fire.
And then
so 32C takes no damage. 404 dies to the console fire.
So, continue to say, is it literally when a ship dies? It doesn't have to be defending. It's just while a ship dies.
It's just when a ship dies. And I can't remember what I do. I think I just lock Wolf with 32C just to try and make sure that death happens. So Wolf fires range 1 into 32C. He rolls hit, crit. I roll blank focus. I spend my calculate for an evade, and I take hit crit, which I believe was stunned pilot.
Yeah.
So kind of meaningless. Then he shoots out the back into my flak. Gains the wolf charge to get an extra dice. Gets hit, focus blank. Spends the focus for the third one because he thinks wolf is dead anyway, and I've rolled 3 evades.
Fair.
Then 32C shoots into wolf. I get hit, crit, focus. Spend the lock on the focus for a blank, which means 2 crits are going through. One of them is a direct hit, and wolf is dead.
Okay.
And then one of my House Charles has a shot into Obi-Wan, takes it, I get hit crit out of hand. Obi-Wan rolls blank, focus evade, spends a force to get 2 and doesn't take any damage. But all of a sudden we've gone from 6 versus 3 to 4 versus 2.
Is Anakin range 2?
Yes. I think he is. I check it in a sec. He is. So we both gain 1 point. It's 14-11 to my opponent.
But Obi's stressed, which not crippling, but not ideal. Anakin's facing completely the wrong direction. I mean, he can one hard, but that's quite easily blockable. He can K-turn, but I think doesn't get the opportunity to ditch the stress. Interesting.
Yeah. So my goal for this turn is I just need to get 1 damage on Obi-Wan.
I mean, my assumption is you do a 2 hard with the yellow Hal Shell.
Yeah, but basically both the Howard Charles 2 hard this turn.
Turnarounds for the other 2?
Yeah, the flak is doing a 1 Talon, and I believe 32C does a 2K.
Nice, yeah.
Checking all the dials. Happy dappy days. Back to normal results. My opponent wins priority. So the yellow Howard Child, the one on the far right, does a 2 hard to the right, clears the stress, and I just calculate.
Yeah.
I have no idea where anyone's going. The other one also does a 2 hard and just calculates. I've got arcs spread around. 32C does a 2K, and I accidentally clicked the calculate button twice instead of just clicking the stress button. So I'm like, wait, no independent. Go away.
I was like, hang on a second.
So Obi-Wan does a 2 straight and bumps into my Howard Child.
Okay.
Clears the stress but takes the red focus, and the flak does a 1 Talon to the right, so he's slightly up above. And Anakin then does a 4K.
Yeah. Ooh, that was
the
close.
Howard Child is not in the bullseye.
That's close.
Yeah, so start of engagement, I have no one in my flak's bullseye, so no calculate. And he shoots the Howard Child that has a shot into Obi-Wan.
Yeah, makes sense.
He rolls hit crit blank. He also has a lock on the guy.
I believe you're on hit blank and R7 A7 that.
Oh, possibly. Actually, yeah, hit blank R7 A7. And I roll 2 evades. Then Obi-Wan, range 1 to my Howard Child, rolls focus blank.
I mean, he's got a lock. I think you just spend the lock.
Yeah, I can't remember what he does, I'll be honest. Oh, this is, yeah, he forgot he had a lock. That's what it was. He completely forgot he had a lock. He realizes it, like, in a second.
Yeah, because I would have spent the lock.
He keeps the focus and the force for the defensive shots. My flak has a random plink into Anakin, and so I say, okay. Yeah, short range 3 into Anakin, hit, focus, and Anakin rolls 2 evades. 32C rolls crit blank into Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan rolls, I believe this is evade focus. And then the Howard Child range 1 into Obi-Wan. Hit focus, spend the calculate for 3. And Obi-Wan rolls 3 focuses and spends his focus token. Okay. So a whole lot of nothing happened this round.
But Obi's stressed again, so isn't turning around. Like, you can K-turn the Howard Child. You can probably go for a block again with yellow if you wanted. You can turn the other 2 in. You can keep hounding Obi quite easily, basically.
Yeah. And I am the only one in the center, so I get 2 points. We're 14-13.
Ooh, nice. close game.
Yeah. So I can't remember what I do with the guy who blocked Obi. I think I just turn up into Anakin, hoping to block that guy.
Yeah.
But my opponent wins priority. So I 1k with the Howard Child that had a shot into Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And I 1 hard and calculate with the other Howard Child. Just trying to... I'm basically pointing my arc up into where I think Obi-Wan's going to be. And also maybe Anakin's there, essentially. I've still got Strut Lock Override. I now know how they work, so I can get out of this situation pretty easily. 32C does a 2 hard to the left, and I'm pretty sure just calculates. But I might go for a sneaky lock onto Obi-Wan here. No, just calculate.
Oh, okay.
Obi-Wan does a 2 hard to the right, clears the stress with the R4, spends a force to barrel roll to the right and focuses. The Flak does a 3 straight, barrel rolls to the right and links it to an evade. And Anakin does a 2 bank, boosts into a focus. So boosts into a target lock on the Flak. Sorry. He roll start of engagement. I have nothing. He attacks the Flak. He rolls hit, focus, focus, blank. Spends the lock on all 3 of the results into hit, crit. Sorry, into hit, focus.
Oh, sorry,
yeah. It was hit, focus, crit. He then R7A7s the focus to a crit. I say, hang on, mate, and he was like, oh yeah, sorry, force as well. He just didn't say it out loud.
Fair. So basically, he ends up with 2 hits, 2 crits.
2 hits, 2 crits, and I'm like, uh-oh.
A crit's going through no matter what.
Yeah, so I'm like, Flak, you better roll high. I roll evade blank blank, and my opponent says, oh, your Flak's dead. It's like, no, I spend my evade.
Alright.
I take 2 crits.
Fuel leak, direct hit.
Actually, blinded pilot, stun pilot.
Okay.
So the Flak's alive, 2 points to my opponent, 16-13. The Flak has a range 3 shot into Obi-Wan. I'm like, okay, cool. I get 2 hits and a blank. Obi-Wan rolls 3 blanks and a focus. Spends his focus token for 1, half points on Obi-Wan.
Okay.
So it's 15-16. Then he says, okay, and end of the round, like, no, I still got shots! Howard Charles, range 2 into Anakin. I have a calculate. I have hit focus. I spend a calculate for 2. Anakin rolls 2 blanks, 2 shields of Anakin.
Ooh, okay. Because shields down on Anakin is half, right? Because he's got a shield.
Yeah, exactly. So we get a point round, 16-17. We're 1 hour into this game.
Oh, this is the last round, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
actually, this isn't the last round. No, there's like... No, wait. Holy crap, there's like 3 more rounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I win priority for the 3rd time this entire game. 1 was turn 0. This is the 2nd turn I have priority. And I kind of give up on going for Obi-Wan at this point. I've got half points. That's all I need. 2 more points on Anakin gets me that. So I strut lock override the Howard Child in front of the rock. I do a 1 hard to the left, barrel roll to the right, and link to a calculate. Just trying to catch Anakin if he jets off that way. The other Howard Child does a 2 hard to the left, getting out of the way of the Flak and 32C and just getting towards the center, and I calculate. 32C does a 2 straight and barrel rolls to the right and links it to a target lock onto Obi-Wan. Because I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan is going up into that corner. I mean, if he's not, he's not. At least he's not shooting me.
Yeah.
Because 32C is not yet halved. And then the Flak does a 5k.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan does a 2 hard to the left. So he's just in front of 32C. Spends a force to barrel roll to the right. And then takes a focus. Anakin does a 2 sloop, checks the bullseye, has no one.
Has everyone in arc, though?
Right. Has everyone in arc. Goes for the Flak.
I mean, it's probably the right call, to be fair.
Yeah, it's probably the right call. Flak has 1 health, no mods. Rolls focus blank blank out with Obi-Wan. Over Anakin, sorry.
Alright, well, you spend the force on the odd chance you plink it through.
Yeah, spends the force for 1. I think I roll 2 evades and a focus.
Yep.
So I have first player, so my Flak shoots before Obi-Wan. I go range 3 into Anakin. I roll blank blank hit, and Anakin rolls some evades.
Are you sure? Because he's taken another damage.
Oh, he took a damage.
Yeah.
I think he took. Okay,
I
I could
thought
have
he
sworn
blanked out then.
I thought he. I could have sworn I didn't do damage to the
Right.
shot. It's fine. It
Let
is what it
me
is.
scoot back.
It looks like he has taken another damage.
So hang on. So this is Anakin's shot. That's yours. One hit. Yeah, 3 blanks.
Oh yeah, he does blank out. Okay. I thought the Howard child that's about to shoot was the one that got the damage on him, but whatever. 1 damage onto Anakin. He's 1 up half. Obi-Wan shoots range 2 into my Howard child, gets a single hit. I roll focus, blank, spend my calculate for 1. Then 32C fires a plasma torp into Obi-Wan, revealing that I do in fact have another 3 dice gun. I get 2 hits and a blank, spend the lock on the blank into a 3rd hit. Obi-Wan rolls 2 focuses and a blank, spends his focus for 2 evades, takes another damage. Obi-Wan is on 1 health.
Nice.
Then I finally have a range 3 shot with a Howard Child. I roll nothing. So yeah, 17-18.
So basically, you need to plink 1 on either of them.
Yeah, and if the flag takes 1 damage, I lose.
Unless you plink 1 on both of them.
Yeah, here we go. This is. I believe this is the second to last turn. Somehow. Yeah, I think literally this is the second to last turn because the last turn starts with like 10 seconds left on the clock. So back to normal operations. My opponent has first player. The Howard Child that Obi-Wan just shot at does a 2 hard and calculates. The other Howard Child does a 2 talon and just takes stress. I go backwards, just trying to line up as much of a shot into Anakin as possible. 32C just does a 2 straight and calculates, just trying to stay out of the way. Again, he's 1 point off being halved, and at this point, 1 point could literally decide the game.
I'd be quite nervous about being bumped by Obi there because, all right, you can't mod on range 0, but it's.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but I would rather take the 2 dice versus 2 dice than potentially 3 versus 2 dice with mods.
That's fair. That's fair.
Obi-Wan does I believe that's a 3 bank to clear 32C, spends a force to boost, and then takes a focus. He's directly behind one of my Howard Charles. The black does a 3 straight, and I believe I just evade here. Yeah, just evade. Anakin does a 3 straight, clears the stress.
Boost up and barrel roll, get a shot into 32C.
He boosts straight just to try and get out of the Howard Charles arc.
Okay.
With the force, and then I believe takes a focus. No, takes an evade, takes a purple evade. So before we get into the shooting, my breath, when I realized where Obi-Wan had gone, my breath suddenly froze, and I was like, "Please be in range. Please be in range." Can you tell what I have realized is about to happen at initiative 1? Do you remember, Sean? About 4 turns ago, the green Howard Charles took a target lock on Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Hang on, have you got shells on that thing? No, you haven't got shells.
I've got ion missiles.
Oh, God, okay. Yeah, alright.
And I'm like, he's in range. For the love of God, don't notice. He goes in the range 1 bullseye into my Howard Charles. Obi-Wan's finally lined up the bullseye, guys. This is the first CLT trigger of the game. He ends up with 2 hits into the Howard Charles. I roll evade, focus, and I spend the calculate for 2 evades. And then there's no other shots until my initiative 1. I fire an iron missile at Obi-Wan. I get 2 hits and a 2 hits and a focus. Spend the target lock on the focus. I get 3 hits, and Obi-Wan rolls evade, focus, spends the focus of 3.
Aww. That's
the clock reads 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And so we go 1 point each. It's 19-18, final turn of the game.
This is not GSP, so you don't stop if you're not in the system phase.
Yep. Bang, time is up. So, yeah, this is the final turn of the game. My goal here is just 1 damage on Anakin.
1 damage on Anakin will net you 3, right?
Yeah.
Which is so even if you lose the flak, that nets you the win, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, my opponent wins priority. Unfortunately for me, my goal of the damage into Anakin, the Howard Charl that just did a Talon roll can't easily get there without getting in the way of everything else. So he just does a 2 straight to clear the stress, barrel rolls to the left, and links it to a calculate in the vague hope that I just block Obi-Wan. The other Howard Child does a 1 hard and calculates. 32C does a 1 hard, barrel rolls to the left and takes a lock onto Obi-Wan. And then Obi-Wan does a 2 straight and bumps into my Howard Child, taking the red focus. My flak, realizing that if he dies, I probably lose. I do a 3 bank to the left, barrel to the left, and link it to a evade. Just trying to get the rock in between me and Obi-Wan. And then Anakin does a 4K. No one in his bullseye. He has a range 3 shot into my Howard Charl. He gets 2 hits and a blank. I roll 2 evades and a focus.
Ooh, Obi has the shot.
Obi has the shot into the flak and a range 0 shot into the Howard Charl.
I mean, you take the flak shot.
Right now he's like mathing basically because he's like, okay, 1 damage onto the flak, but I need to do 2 damage to the Howard Charl. I can't remember who he goes into in the end. So I think you have to go the flak, right?
Yeah, the only way you're going to kill that Howard Charl is if you natty crit, and it's either fuel leak or something direct. Whereas, all right, it's equally unlikely, but you're throwing 2 dice. You've got a focus or the force for mod. And if you blank out, it dies. So
yeah,
I think blanking out is more likely than double crit.
I think you're right.
Because flak's got to deal 1 damage. That's easier to spike through than 3 damage from 2 dice. But
he shoots range 0.
What do I know? I mean, he got 1 crit.
He got 1 crit, and I rolled 2 evades. So 32C has a range 2 shot into Obi-Wan. I get hit, focus, spend the target lock on the focus for hit. Obi-Wan rolls 2 evades. And then I have a range 3 shot into Anakin. So here's the thing. So I do this one first because I know that the other one I can't mod it. So I'm like, let's just get the modded shot out of the way because I've got my own calculator and there's a Howard Child behind me with a calculator.
Yeah, so you've got
range 3 into Anakin.
You've got 2 shots left, 1 into each of them. You need to do 1 damage somewhere. Yeah. Because it's 18-19. You're both going to score a point off the objective, but a half will.
And I will lose currently. Unless I deal 1 damage, I will lose. So I roll hit with the Howard Child into Anakin. Range 3 into Anakin. Anakin has 1 force. He rolls 2 blanks and an evade, which deals the 1 damage to Anakin that I need to win. I do the range 0 shot into Obi-Wan to just finish up the round. It does nothing. I score 3 points off Anakin to go to 21. And then I get an extra point from the zone, and he gets an extra point from the zone, so it's 22-20.
Whew. That was interesting.
And at the end, I was just like, and at the end, I just had to apologize to my opponent because the only reason I won this was because my greens had turns of absolute bananas.
Yeah.
That being said,
I mean,
I think I absolutely could have won this had I just not made the stupid mistake of going for Obi-Wan. If I had just turned into the arcs, I probably just win this via attrition.
Like you say, your greens were great, but I'd argue Obi's were pretty good. I mean, they weren't all natural.
Well,
so yeah, evades, but
the interesting thing is
they were all paint.
The interesting thing is, he brought up the stats at the end of the game, and I was +9 on greens.
Yeah.
And I went out of the game and joined the Hexile stream just to basically chat it and see what people are saying. And I commented that saying like, "Oh, it's one of those weird things. I feel so good for the win, but I feel really bad that it was the greens that did it." And Shoko said in response, "It's like, yeah, but don't feel too bad because Obi-Wan taking 1 damage from a double-bodied APT is outrageous. Outrageous."
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, your reds weren't great on that, and as I say, like Obi's just seemed to roll a lot of paint. So, because he quite often had a focus, it was quite often 3 evades. But no,
Yeah, that was the game. What do you think? It's crazy.
I agree that turn was the big mistake. Whether it's going for OB or not committing one way or another with the entire list. But nice recovery.
I should have just gone all in. I should have just gone all in on the arcs, because like even if Jack does that stuff that he did that would have blocked a bunch of my stuff, I still think I'm in the advantage there.
Yeah, you've got shots. And like, to be fair, okay, you might self-bump, you might not be modded much, although some of them would have cleared, so you would have had some calculates.
Yeah.
Only one of them was likely to be range 0, so you're getting the extra weight of dice, and against 1 agility, it'll chew through it.
Yeah. But so we're almost at the end of Kyber, and I guess we're going to be talking about STO shortly. But my feelings on this list are so weird. Like this list, every single game I play with it, like bar like the occasional one, is ridiculously close either way. And I don't know if that means it's a good list or a bad list.
No, I think that means it's good. I don't think it's great, because otherwise it'd just be crushing everything. But it means that you probably don't have any bad matchups, which I think is quite an important thing, because your list kind of functions on your ships dying, and doesn't really matter what's doing that. Like your ships die, and it enables the rest of your ships to get better shots or repositions or whatever. Like close losses and wins will do you better in a Swiss standing. Like it's better to lose close than lose badly, because you'll get more victory points. You'll be higher up the rankings, and if you're looking to make a cut and sneak in at the bottom end of the cut, you need to be the higher end of the bracket. So
yeah, because it was just this thought I had after this, is like every single Kyber game I played, it has literally come down to the last turn. I think, and the only one that has had a massive points differential was the one I played against Matt the week before, where literally in the last turn of the game, I killed Darth Vader to get me ahead, and then Matt killed 3 of my ships.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things, like this list just seems to get to the last turn of the game either super close, one way or the other.
Yeah,
and I don't even know what to think about it. It's just every single game, and it's different pieces as well. Like I've never had the Howard Charles be in the final 4. Essentially,
but it shows they can still do the work. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, I was like heart in my mouth when I realized that Obi-Wan was in range of the ion missile,
and then it did nothing. Hey,
I mean, I guess maybe instead of focusing on my greens being insane, like I feel like both our greens were kind of insane. I just had more ships that were doing the shooting.
Yeah. So guys, next week we will quite probably actually review that game you were talking about against Matt. So we won't spoil that too much further.
Only spoiled the ending. Don't worry, there's a giant pile up in the middle that we'll get to completely eradicate me for. And this is before I knew I was doing struts wrong, so it's a complete disaster.
And then Sam and I will be practicing some Sith Taker. Looking forward to that. Always looking forward to the Stockport trip. And,
yeah, I think I'm going to have to try out a Dooku list. I mean, it won an event, so I got to try it, right?
You got to try it, but I still think you should take this list because it's the one you've been practicing. You've got.
I think I probably will. Like it just, unless barring a huge mess up that I've done a couple times, like this list always makes games close, and that's got to be good, right?
From the games we've played and the games we've reviewed. When you lose. And certainly when you lose when it's not close, it tends to be you've screwed up rather than the list has screwed up, like a player decision. And plus...
I mean, heck, I was going to say, like, even when you were trying out the Crispy FO list, even when we straight jousted, and then, I thought it was an absolute disaster, and yet it was, actually still kind of weirdly close towards the end.
It went close. Yeah, it's a problem, isn't it? That list does incredibly well at high initiative joust, but then I kill
Yeah.
your ships, and suddenly your other ships are doing stuff like
Like it's like you kill a couple of ships, and then all of a sudden the ships that are remaining have like a lot harder hitting stuff,
Yeah.
or suddenly have a shot when they didn't.
Exactly, and like it's not even that, the stress doesn't even bar you from it, so it's
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I've got to remember is with 404, just don't frigging barrel roll unless I just need to do it to get a shot I know is going to be a shot.
And any time that I play you, I'm going to be praying for a damaged sensor array. You're like, yeah, contingency protocol there.
No, I can only focus.
But you can't. But yeah, no, it should be good. And if you want to fly a Dooku list, take it to the Welsh Open.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which hopefully we will be attending. I have permission from the wife, so
excellent.
That's
I have permission from myself.
I mean, I told you got to come, so. Right, guys, we will wrap it up there. So thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah, ta-ta.
Bye.